Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. When we last left off, we were... we just built this big ol' carbon sink here. And by big ol', I mean it's, fairly small, all things considered. But we do have some issues to manage here. Like, for instance, we are lacking in a suitable amount of algae, actually. So, we're going to want... I think, to build something of a ladder, like so, I guess, like this, and make sure that we have a sufficient amount of algae in order to do all the things that we want to do in life, such as, well, just building things. You know what, let's build this down a little bit more, perhaps, to make sure we get the absolute most we can out of our algae. There we are. A little bit of that. You know what? Let's cancel that one. So yeah, just to make sure we keep a good supply, because we haven't gotten to the point where we can really get a good algae farm going. Though we have this puffed here, which is consuming contaminated oxygen and releasing slime, which can in turn, be turned into algae. Now, I suppose the fridge horror here is that basically slime is puffed fecal matter, which means all this slime is years and years and years of accumulated puffed fecal matter. Which, make of that what you will. Let's see, a new duplicant. I don't know, I'm kind of wondering to myself, do we want to try and just, like, really create, like, a big super colony and see if we can actually manage it? The answer is yes, but I think we're gonna be a bit conservative. It's been a while since my last recording, so I'm not sure if they've changed it so that it is possible for duplicants to actually gain strength now. But since I don't recall that being something that could be done when I was last recording, and because I haven't gotten around to checking if that has changed, I figure I will just for now make the assumption that it is not a thing yet. And we'll just kind of carry on as we are. Just for now. And it says insufficient oxygen generation, so that is something to be concerned about. We have contaminated oxygen, which, as I recall, is still not that big of a problem. We actually do still have a fairly reasonable amount of CO2 down here, so we might actually want to make... At some point, we're going to want to make, like, proper... big batteries, I guess, but we'll save that for later. What do we have here? We have filters and things. Good, good. Insulated tile. Yes, we're gonna want this eventually for future building purposes. Also with plumbing, we have showers now. Excellent. And lavatories. Alright, so yeah, we are gonna need to pump water in and out with this. Alright. Oh. Wait, will it fit? Oh yeah, it will. Okay. Alright, we'll deconstruct both of these. And then we'll, build new lavatories. Well, no, I'll put one down. This can stay for now. I also have to figure out... Actually, you know what? This requires water. I bet it doesn't matter if it's contaminated or not. I will just dump the contaminated water down here, because then this will just suck up the contaminated water, and it'll be fine. Probably. Just like all this contaminated oxygen. We'll eventually want a CO2 scrubber. Which we don't have access to yet, but we will eventually. And what does the air deodorizer do? Let's see. Reduces the threat of disease by filtering contaminated oxygen out of the air. Too bad the air scrubber doesn't also do that, but oh well. Oh, right. We also have hydrogen generator. Do we have any hydrogen anywhere in here? There is hydrogen. So basically, if I dig over here and I, like, build in here, then there's also a bit of chlorine. Is chlorine heavier than oxygen? That's a good question. And this material right here is iron. This is igneous. Well, then again, if I dig it out here and then up, Alright, let's fiddle with this, shall we? We'll kind of dig over like this. And then we'll figure out everything from here. We will have to have, like, a proper insulated thing over here. Alright. Still lots of work to do. Lots of stuff to get done. But it will get done by the by. Let's bump this up to a 7. So that hopefully it actually gets done at some point. Alright, people are taking care of their needs. This is getting done over there. We are getting more algae. That's always good. So far, so good. Alright. I wonder. Well, if I just dig this out, I could probably get access to this mealwood over here. You know what? We'll do that. We'll make it a somewhat low priority, because it's not an immediate concern of ours. And I keep doing that. No power. Oh dear. Are we really using that much power? Huh. That is mildly concerning, but alright. Let's make that a higher priority. There we go. Actually, we'll make it... Let's say it's a 6. Yeah. Okay, good. We're still going to need to do more of this eventually, because this can't stand as is. It's a bit ridiculous right now. Though it also occurs to me, for heating things, like, this produces a lot of heat, does it not? Yeah. So eventually what I might want to do is move all the batteries into, like, a nice insulated room, and that'll create heating right there on its own. Which will result in everything working out. I also need more of these storage compactors, apparently. We'll cram a few more in there. And a lot of contaminated oxygen in here, which does honestly kind of concern me. So surely just one air deodorizer would be enough. Right? Maybe. Hopefully. Produces clay and regular oxygen. Ooh, it's citrus scented too. I don't know, I mean, it's right here. Whereas all the contaminated oxygen is over here. I'll put that in there for now, and we'll kind of see how that plays out. We'll experiment, because there's still so much that I don't know. Alrighty then. And you know what? Let's make this higher priority. And all of this also higher priority. There we go. Maximum priority for our storage. Because we do need more of it. Yeah, this is just producing vast quantities of stuff. Yeah, make that a bit higher. Well, then again... Actually, you know what? We might not even need this, because... And the CO2 is dissipating. We will see, I guess. I mean, if we get, like, an infinite supply of hydrogen and... Or an infinite kind of source going over there, then that'll be good. We also want to explore more, because there's other creatures that produce other things, to my understanding. So... Yeah. Now, let's see here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be really any well, you know what? We're also gonna... We're gonna want to dig this out in order to try to get all the CO2 that's currently trapped here to, again, make its way down. Oh, dear. Oh, well, we do have this taken care of now, so that's a good thing. Alright, what is this? Toilet requires emptying. This requires liquid intake and output. Okay, so for that, let us go under plumbing. We'll have our liquid pipe, which will... Let's see. Can I just build this anywhere? Yeah, I can build it. I probably want to build it all the way down here, don't I? Then this goes here. Okay, and then this goes here. And then it just vents out the liquid in there. And also, let's max prioritize everything. Because that can't possibly go wrong. There we go. And a shower as well. But as I recall, disease doesn't really do much right now, so we won't worry about it for the time being. No contaminated dirt, please. Everything but the contaminated dirt is acceptable. There we go. Excellent. Alright, good. Again, with priorities, make storing stuff in its proper storage space a maximum priority. But again, everything's a maximum priority, nothing gets done, so... Like, look, we haven't even got anything done over here as of yet. But it's a work in progress. We will get there by the by. Alright. Also, do something about this. Right here. Good stuff. Alright. Research is getting done, science is happening, power is being generated. This is all slowly getting made. Makes me a happy man to see life getting done. Though, jeez, CO2 is not filtering down quite as quickly as I had hoped it would, to be honest with you. I mean, you'd figure it'd be kind of pumping up a little faster than this. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. The other problem, I suppose, is that all of this contaminated oxygen is going to get pushed up eventually, which is less ideal. This isn't, it's not stopping as a result of air pressure, so that's a good thing. And we have this, like, very breathable air that's getting pushed up. In fact, ironically, perhaps, this is the most breathable space in the whole area. This is not going to unbuilt yet. Maybe I should have kept an algae terrarium here. It doesn't seem like it's filtering down in a timely fashion. So maybe I will do that, just to help with the airflow. Alright, good. We've finished our research, so that has given us access to the air scrubber. Filters CO2 and removes it from the air. Alright, and to my understanding, the air scrubber is more efficient than these, so eventually we're going to want to switch to that, probably. But not right now. Alright. And I guess we'll just kind of continue unlocking all the research, because once we have all the research, then we will be in a situation... And we have only 2 researches left to go. Once we have those done, then there won't really be anything else to worry about. Which will be kind of sad in a way, I guess. In the sense that we won't really have any more stuff to do. Also, what was that horrifying sound? Something moving down here? Are we alone? The answer is probably no. Alright, keep doing that. Alright. Let's see, how is stress? Nadia is kind of stressed, so let's say Nadia can take care of that when she has the time. So far, so good. It still hasn't gotten built, so let's crank that up in terms of priorities, see how that plays. I mean, the CO2... Oh, wait, maybe part of the problem is that this got, like, we dumped a bunch of CO2 down here, and it's kind of just filtering out now. These poor guys, they have to, like, hold their breath. Oh, God. They have to hold their breath in order to actually, yeah. How do I get rid of all this stuff that's producing horrible gases? I might want to put it in just an airtight room. Food shortage? Oh God, are we not making food? Wasn't even paying attention. Good God. We haven't even harvested. Oh boy. Something I would really like to see is, I guess, just a bit more automation. Like, I shouldn't have to tell these guys to harvest stuff. They should know to do it on their own. But, yeah, that food shortage. That is definitely less than ideal. Alright, and again, sweep up everything. Alright. Switch around. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear to me at this point that our food generation is insufficient for our needs, so we're gonna have to do something about that. It's like at some point we're gonna have to do something about this CO2. I'll be honest, I'm kind of baffled that this is not working quite as efficiently as I had imagined. Whereas then again, I guess what could be happening here is the oxygen is temporarily pushing the CO2 up as it works its way into the higher areas. And that could be causing some of our problems. So in fact, what I almost might want to do is have the actual carbon sink a bit lower in order to facilitate, perhaps, letting these guys get a bit more done. Pretty sure they'll still be able to reach this ladder here. But just in case, let's build things over. We have finished some more research. That's always good. Alright. Yeah. Just more space for the CO2 to fall down here. Which will probably be what we need. Like, if I just do a little bit of this, that might be all I need. There's just more space for the CO2 to fall down at this point. Which I think is good. Probably. Because all the CO2 is going to fall down here. In fact, I suppose I should have seen that in the beginning. We want the CO2 to be down here. Of course, what that means... Let's actually cancel this. We want it to be just one block lower. Because that way the vast majority of CO2 will always be kind of taken care of. I might put a CO2 scrubber in this vicinity at some point. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Research has been completed. That's always good. So we literally just have the med bay left. Alright. I'd say overall we're actually doing pretty well. It says insufficient oxygen generation, but I don't... Oh god. Okay. That may actually be a problem. Alright, I have to... Alright, so we have to make a choice now, basically. At this point, it would seem to me that we actually very definitely need to get working towards getting a hydrogen oxygen generator going. Now, we could get another duplicant in here. I don't feel like any of these guys meet our standards, so we'll reject them all. We'll get another batch later. Alright. I mean, yeah, we need more algae. That's pretty important, because all our oxygen relies on the existence of algae right now. Which is not good, frankly. And at some point we're going to want to do something about that, no doubt. I hope this doesn't collapse on us. That'll be very unfortunate if it does. But yeah, let's kind of get in here and get some additional algae, if and where we can. Let's make this also an 8. Well, actually, I suppose what I could do is just dig out here. Make that even larger. Alright. And things are coming along. They're interesting. I mean, I am... Oh, dear. This isn't going to create a stupid situation where all the CO2 is just going to filter over, is it? course, then again, I could just get rid of all of these. Like, this is not necessarily the brightest idea either. But I'm thinking to myself, let's put an air scrubber over here. Let's see how things work out. I mean, that's the only way you learn, is through exploration and discovery, really. And yeah, because we don't have the resources for this. So, perhaps instead of pumping out the oxygen here, we'll just deconstruct all this. We'll rely entirely on these algae terrariums and this eventual, let's make it an 8. And we're slowly getting, wow, we actually were working on this canvas for a moment there. Oh crap. Oh crap. This is actually going to be interesting. I know for a while there was apparently a case where, like, water falling like this would actually result in it getting lost. But I think they fixed that. Of course, we are also picking up this water, so that's good, I guess. Oh, crap. That's a lot of contaminated oxygen. Which, again, apparently contaminated oxygen doesn't really have much effect right now, but we kind of want to set this stuff up in a fashion so that, ideally, we don't end up with, you know, a situation where, we have no clean oxygen. Because that would be bad. That would be definitely not good. I mean, look at all that clean air that's... We're in a situation right now where, I mean, I don't think things are bad, but I also feel they're probably not great. Like, let's see here. Wait. Where's the visible electrical wiring? Is it in the... Oh, are you kidding me? Doors... Is that just hidden behind the door now? Damn it, we need background blocks now. So I can hide that wiring. Oh, that's unfortunate. So they can see that wiring now, can they? That kind of sucks. Oh well. You know how we solve that? All we need to do is just stick another blank canvas in there. There we go. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. All right, in that case, I'll put a sculpting stone in there. I will make it out of this, because why not? There we go. Beautiful. All right, good. We also have this. That's going to scrub some of the contaminated oxygen out. Whereas I suppose what I really need is just a way to figure out how to force all this contaminated oxygen out of there. What is this doing here? Very toxic, breathable gas. I have to assume I'm going to need several of these air deodorizers in order to actually get all this contaminated CO2 cleaned. Then again, with just this, like that's doing something. This is apparently not doing anything. Oh, it's because it doesn't have a filtration medium. Gotcha. All right, we'll make that a high priority then. Oh wait, are you sick? I think you're sick. That's less good. But I mean, we're slowly learning here. Learning and discovery is happening. Slowly. Let's make that an 8. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so hopefully this starts sucking out the contaminated CO2. Or contaminated air. There's a lot of CO2 buildup over here as well. But it should all eventually make its way down here. And the fact that it doesn't seem to be doing that, at least not as efficiently as I figure it should be, kind of annoying. But then again, I mean, I could set up a situation here where, I know there is a thing that lets you, yeah, there's a liquid filter. There's a gas filter as well somewhere, isn't there? Gas pipe bridge, gas pump, gas valve, gas vent. Gas filter, there you go. Yeah, because basically what I could do is just, in retrospect, maybe what I want to do is create a lot more airtight rooms. And effectively what I do is I filter, like I basically suck all the air out, and then it runs through a filter, and then I just pump clean air back into the rooms. And we have a lot to experiment with all this. Don't get me wrong. But at some point this is all gonna balance out. I think. Probably. There, we'll build a little bit of extra stuff there. Yeah. And this should all eventually work out. In fact, well, we are having a bit of an issue right now, but I assume the problem here is just that, like, all the oxygen... Like, look at how much oxygen is here. Does that actually mean... Like, it's ranked as very breathable. Does that mean that these plants are actually giving off oxygen themselves? I mean, that's what you'd expect to happen. Are these, doing stuff? They are? Good. Huh. And still a lot to learn. That's the important thing. And apparently, by not having even one of these at 9, it does eventually run out. Mediocre sculptor. Or sculpture. Wait, why is that mediocre when everyone else was amazing? Did someone who was not good at art make that? Who did I let make that art? Either that or maybe they rebalanced the odds of getting masterpiece. Alright, and research is done. Alright, so that means we don't need these anymore. So let's get rid of them. Look at our oxygen. We seem to have cleaned up the O2 for the most part. Still have a lot of work to do. Like, we have a very real CO2 problem right now. But I have to believe at some point it's going to be okay. In fact, you know what? This was actually a poor choice. You know what? Here's our plan. Also, this episode's running a little long. Here's the plan now. Basically, every single room is going to get an air pipe. In fact, to be honest, what I should really do, like, let's look at this, is maybe have an insulated tile here that, like, kind of encapsulates the base. Or that might not even be necessary. Just having these airlocks might be good enough. And basically what I want is, in every room, have some air pumps, and we'll basically suck out all the air, and we'll run it through a filter, and basically we will filter back only oxygen back into the room. And everything else will get pumped and maybe filtered into different areas. Like, we'll filter all the CO2 so it gets pumped directly down here. Actually, I guess with that in mind, I can keep this down here. So we'll eventually kind of build this up. And yeah, like, it's going to take a while to get all this set up, but I am confident. Oh, this is not actually connected to anything, so it's not actually doing anything. Gotcha. That's probably a good thing. Next, buildings to power sources in extreme heat. Well, I don't think that's a big deal right now, so we'll just kind of do that. Alright, and that should allow us to start pumping water. We'll figure out how all this is going to play with us. Well, I guess we'll kind of... Might as well do this here while I'm talking. Like, I have a lot to figure out still, but I think we can do it, and we'll end up having things... Like, things are not going bad. Like, everything is acceptable right now, but it could be more acceptable. So we're going to want to play with that, and we're going to want to get things, well, set up better so that we're not relying on just, like, things just kind of permeating down, but we're properly sucking everything up and out the way we could be and perhaps should be. I actually wondered to myself, if I just let a bit of water run in here. Now, you know what, we'll fiddle around with stuff like that later. For now, that's going to do it for this episode, so until the next time, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below to let me know what you're thinking. And I will see you all in the next video.